For some reason the lighting looks off to me, but I'm just gonna go with it, I guess. I'm here to do the second part of my movie haul videos. It's just going to be these two videos. I posted the other one like I feel like 3 weeks ago now, and I did not mean to just like not record this. I just got caught up in schoolwork, and then also it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. So we have my two orders that I made during the Warner Archive 4 for 44 sale. Sadly, their last one. So yeah, I made two orders because I was like, no, let's get more. Yeah, so I have 10 titles total from that sale, and then 7 titles from Kino Lorber's March Madness sale. I think they have like another sale going on, or like maybe it ended by now, but I know that they had another one happening. I'm not sure how many titles overlap during the sales, but anyway, let's get started. So, in no particular order, the first order, I don't know why I'm separating it into like, this was my first order, and then I'll show you my second order, even though they're all Warner Archives. So, first I'll just show Cabaret. This is from 1972. This actually has a good number of special features on it. There's a commentary by Stephen Tropiano, a featurette called Cabaret the Musical That Changed Musicals, 2 vintage featurettes called Cabaret, A Legend in the Making, and The Recreation of an Era, and more, exclamation point. So, yeah, I haven't watched this, like, edition yet, but I have seen Cabaret. This is one of the titles, like, I guess one of the reasons why I'm, like, still separating these into, like, this was my first order, and then I made a second order, is because these were the 5 titles that I, like, wanted for sure. When I was trying to narrow down what I wanted exactly, these were 5 titles that I was like, I'm getting those. So, yeah, Cabaret, and this is, I've talked about Cabaret quite a number of times, I feel like, because last year I read Goodbye to Berlin by Christopher Isherwood, which is the basis of the musical Cabaret, and then it was adapted, I think, into this film, if I'm not mistaken. So I read Goodbye to Berlin last year and then also watched Cabaret, and very much liked it. I really wanted to watch it again, actually, after I watched it the first time, but it went off, I think I watched it on HBO Max, and then it went off HBO Max, and I was like, oh, but now I have it and can watch it anytime. And so I guess to sort of summarize what this is about, it has to do with a main character, Christopher, and his time in Berlin in the early 30s, like before, as Hitler was gaining more support. And Christopher becomes friends with Sally Bowles, who is a cabaret performer, and it's mostly about their relationship and then like their friendship and then like other friendships that they have with a couple other characters. That's like mainly what it's about. And then I have Gaslight from this actually has 2 different editions. So it says there's a 1944 version and a 1990 version. Original 1940 British version, and then it says, and 1946 Lux Radio Theater broadcast. Wait, where are the I'm confused at the way that they have this formatted. It like continues, the special features like continue on to the next line. And then it says, reflections on Gaslight, including Angela Lansbury. And then there's a comma there. So I'm assuming that the Lux Radio Theater broadcast is of this thing called Reflections on Gaslight. But I can't tell. No, I can't. I honestly can't tell. There's a number of special features, though, thankfully. I think it's kind of hard to tell where they separate, though. Alright. Well, anyway, Gaslight. I watched this on TCM, like, gosh, just a number of years ago, and have basically wanted it ever since. I really liked it, though, and I felt like it was underrated. I don't know about anymore, although maybe that's just because of the sort of resurgence and, like, gaslighting is, like, such a popular term now, so maybe that's me just associating the term with the film as well. But definitely at the time, it was probably like 2014 when I first saw it, I thought it was underrated. I watched at a time when I was watching a lot of Ingrid Bergman films. So this stars her and Charles Boyer and Joseph Cotton, who's great. Gaslight is about, I'm pretty sure they're married. Oh gosh, yeah, it's been like 7 years since I've seen this. But Ingrid Bergman is married, I think, to Charles Boyer, and then he's gaslighting her. He's trying to make her think that she's crazy, or at least appear crazy to other people. Probably to inherit her money, if I'm like, I don't even remember the reason. So this will be interesting to revisit. The next one we have here, I don't know, I can't actually go through like every single thing, can I? And give a synopsis for all 17 of these. Next, though, I have The Picture of Dorian Gray from 1945. Special features on this include a commentary by Angela Lansbury and historian Steve Haberman, the Oscar-winning short called Stairway to Light, and the Oscar-winning cartoon Quiet Please. The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is, like, The Picture of Dorian Gray is one of my favorite books, so I keep on meaning to like reread it, but then I'm like, I don't know if I have the time, even though it's like really short. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I should watch the movie. And so now I have the movie for that option. What am I even talking about anymore? I feel like everyone knows what The Picture of Dorian Gray is about, though. And if you don't, then I don't really want to say that much, because I would imagine it'd be very intriguing and have more like shock value if obviously if things are surprising and you didn't know what was happening. It's The Picture of Dorian Gray. That's all I'm gonna say. And then this is probably the one that I wanted the most, and that's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof from 1958. The special features on this include a commentary by biographer Donald Spoto, who is the author of The Kindness of Strangers, The Life of Tennessee Williams, and a featurette called Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Playing Cat and Mouse. And then they all kind of come with theatrical trailers, but like, do I really need to tell you that it comes with the trailer? This, I've also seen. Wait, I've seen all of these films. Yeah, these first 5 films I have seen. This I would like to rewatch after reading the play, because I haven't read the play. So the details on this are like a little vague in my mind. I just remember Paul Newman, I think his leg is broken, like the character of Brick. His leg is broken and he like has a crutch and a cast. And then he's married to Elizabeth Taylor's character, Maggie. And they like keep fighting, and it also just seems kind of filled with like a lot of sexual tension, but like only on Maggie's part, which I think kind of alludes to like the meaning behind the title. And then I also remember a big fight with Brick's father, somebody's father, but I don't remember what happens. And I'm really interested, though, in seeing the differences between the play and this film adaptation, because I know that there were certain liberties that had to be taken with the gay subtext, or like, I'm assuming it's gay subtext, but honestly, it's Tennessee Williams, so like his play could actually have more explicitity than what is in the film, because I know that it definitely, because of the Hays Code and stuff, like, doesn't include as much gayness, I guess. But I know that, like, Brick is really upset over a childhood friend, I think, who died, but, like, the friend is somebody that he was in love with. And that's what I remember. I'm literally just telling you what I remember from things and what I know about things, and that's it, I guess. And the last film in this stack is Wait Until Dark, which I just rewatched last night. And this is from 1967, and the special features on this, it's just a take a look in the dark as Alan Arkin and producer Mel Ferrer reminisce about the making of the film. And it was like 8 minutes. It was fine. So Wait Until Dark is about Audrey Hepburn's character Susie, who is blind, and her husband brought home a doll that is unknowingly full of cocaine because a stranger gave it to him as they were arriving, getting off a flight. And so then there was supposed to be an exchange that the woman was a part of, but then she backed out of it and then now the guy who she was supposed to give the doll to is still after the doll and has traced it back to this apartment that Susie and her husband live in, and so it's like this one sort of mastermind guy played by Alan Arkin, and then he sort of gets these other two guys to go along with a whole like charade that they play out by just like acting the part, but kind of looking around the apartment and trying to figure things out, because she's blind, so she can only really hear what they're saying and isn't really privy to what they're wearing, and they just have to be convincing with their voices, basically. I pretty much don't know about a lot of the other ones, so that's like probably as much as I'm going to talk about any of these. And then I decided to make a second order from Warner Archives because the sale was happening, and I was like, let's just get more. So yeah, the first in this second order that I got is Sweet Bird of Youth, which is very odd that like the title's down here and then it has this like tagline like way in the middle. It's huge. Why is it? Who designed this? I don't like it. This is from 1961, and the special features include a featurette called Sweet Bird of Youth Chasing Time, a vintage Geraldine Page and Rip Torn screen test, and then the theatrical trailer. I don't know if I've seen this before, actually. So, this is another film that's based on a Tennessee Williams play that I'm going to read the play first and then watch the adaptation. The title seems familiar, and also I know that Paul Newman is one of the Hollywood actors that I watched like a good handful of movies from. Like, you know, I used to record movies on TCM all the time whenever they would have like a star of the week or a star of or what is it, a star of the month, but then like in August they'll have a different star like every day. Oh my gosh. And then I would just watch a bunch of movies pertaining to like one filmmaker, whether it be an actor or a director or a writer, you know, whatever it may be. So there's a possibility that I've seen this before. I'd have to look into it. I have a Word document on my computer. Before Letterboxd, I used to just make a list in a Word document of every movie that I have seen. So I'll have to look there. But in any case, I don't really remember what it's about if I have seen it, and if I haven't, I still don't really know that much about it. And then I have another film adaptation of a play, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, from 1966. The special features on this include a commentary by directors Mike Nichols and Steven Soderbergh, a commentary by cinematographer Haskell Wexler, Too Shocking for Its Time, which I'm guessing is just like some sort of documentary-ish feature, and also A Daring Work of Raw Excellence featurette, I guess, and more, exclamation point. So it has a good number of special features, which is always a plus. This is one that I haven't seen, and I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, to me this is like a big blind spot in a way, because this is a title that I was familiar with, I think even before I got really into classics. Also, I love The Graduate, and this is Mike Nichols' first film. I think he directed the play, I think, first, and then was brought on, if I'm not mistaken. That could be wrong. But it's discussed a bit in Pictures at a Revolution by Mark Harris, of which I've only read the parts talking about The Graduate. And I'm pretty sure this is about a married couple, and they argue a lot. That's honestly all I know about it, and I'm hoping that that's correct. And then this one I literally don't know anything about. It's The Bad and the Beautiful from 1952. The special features on this are a feature-length Turner Classic Movies documentary, Lana Turner, A Daughter's Memoir, and a scoring session music cues. So, and the theatrical trailers and stuff. Yeah, I literally don't know what this is. I was just like, I've heard good things about it, even though I don't know what it's about, and it has a good cast, and it was on the Criterion channel for a while, and I didn't watch it, and now I have it, so I don't have to worry about whether or not it's going on the channel, or, you know, coming back and going off and such. And then I got 2 DVDs, and it doesn't look like the DVDs have any features on it, so it's just the film. And first, I guess, again, this isn't in any particular order. So first I have Of Human Bondage. This is the 64, where's the year? Yeah, 64 adaptation. There's multiple. There's like 5 or something ridiculous like that. I've talked about Of Human Bondage like a number of times as well, only because I keep on meaning to read the book right over there, and I keep reading the back. I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to tell you that I got Of Human Bondage. This is the adaptation with Kim Novak and Lawrence Harvey. And then I got a Greta Garbo, John Gilbert film called A Woman of Affairs from 1928. I just really wanted to have another one of their films because, you know, they were in a relationship in real life, so I like seeing that like on screen. I have a couple other films of theirs. Yeah, I don't really know what this is about, but it has Greta Garbo, and I love her, and I like seeing them on screen together because they were like actually in a relationship. That should also be interesting to see. I don't know where or like, you know, when they got married and things like that, but I know that like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton were married as well, so it should be interesting to see if you can see that chemistry and like that closeness on screen. So now I will switch to the 7 titles that I got in the Kino Lorber sale. Firstly, I got Bombshell, the Hedy Lamarr story, which I just watched tonight for the first time. This is from 2017. And this also includes, for special features, an interview with the director Alexandra Dean and outtakes with Gillian Jacobs, Mel Brooks, and Robert Osborne. Which I watched the special features there. In total, it was probably just like 8 minutes worth of like extra footage. Or like, what'd I just say? 8 minutes? 10 minutes? Something like that. One of the things that Robert Osborne said was that she had interesting and strange paintings, including one over her fireplace called Umbilical Cord. And I swear that's like the one piece of information that I'm gonna remember forever. And that's really gonna stick with me from watching this, because I did learn like about Hedy Lamarr and her life, things that I didn't really know about before, or at least like had sort of heard but didn't have like that concrete information of. But overall, I wouldn't necessarily say that I like learned too much from this, but it was still great. And just knowing that, I don't know, it's just it's an odd thing to think about, even though it shouldn't be, just that this like old Hollywood actress who like ran away from Austria during like a bad time in Europe, and she became this actress and was known as a really beautiful woman, but then she also like invented something that is used in so many things that we use nowadays. What did it say at the end? Like, obviously I know like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, cell phones, things that the military uses. There's like another big thing that I'm just completely forgetting. But like, things we use every day, it's crazy, but it's awesome also. And also it just reminded me that there are so many Hedy Lamarr films that I haven't seen yet, but I remember like being really interested in her. I don't even remember why exactly, but I know there was like a reason. I probably still have a bunch of her films like recorded, because I'm terrible at watching my recordings. And in the interview with the director, actually, she like had part of her bookshelf was shown, and there was like a shelf of books about Hedy Lamarr, and then she had like a row of binders, but then there was like a section where she had movies, like, and then because I had watched the movie and then was watching that interview, I knew more, like could name titles off the top of my head. And I saw that those movies were like specifically movies that Hedy Lamarr was in, and they were like all Warner Archive releases. And I was like, are you kidding me? Just because like now, I don't know, now they're possibly less available because I know that they're not like producing them anymore. Does that make sense? But in any case, I'm probably next Amazon order getting those Hedy Lamarr. I think they're only like DVDs, but anyway. So then I have The Nun from 1965. This is directed by Jacques Rivette, and this is an adaptation of Diderot, but I don't know his first name. Denis Diderot. His novel that I don't know that much about. But this should be interesting because, at least to me, because it has Anna Karina in it, and I've mostly only seen her in, like, exclusively French New Wave things. Oh, no, wait, I've seen her in one, Chinese Roulette, which is a German film. I think that's a Fassbinder film, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, but I've, like, mostly just seen her in, like, Godard stuff, so it should be interesting to, like, compare a different director's work with Godard's work in terms of Karina as an actress. Bonus features on this include an audio commentary by film critic Nick Pinkerton, a booklet essay by Dennis Lim, director of programming at the Film Society of Lincoln Center, and Suzanne Simoni, La Scandaleuse, a new making of documentary, which is 29 minutes. And then this is probably what I'm looking forward to the most, is Les Vampires by from Louis Feuillade, who also did Fantomas? Yeah, Fantomas? Fantoma. I'm like questioning pronouncing the S at the end. Fantoma. Now I'm confused. Okay, it's fine. I'm pretty sure this doesn't actually have anything to do with vampires, but I don't know, it's like a mini series. There's 10 episodes from 1915 to 1916. It's 417 minutes. I'm not sure what the special features are on this because they're not listed anywhere physically on it. I like barely know about this, but I'm so excited. And it also comes with, at least I got it with a slipcover, which I love. And then I also have The Wanderers from 1979, but it takes place in 1963. And while I'm looking at the back, I'll tell you the special features, which includes quite a lot. An audio commentary by co-writer and director Philip Kaufman, another audio commentary by Columbia University film professor Annette Insdorf. I like her! She's done some interviews for different Criterion releases, and like every time she says something that I'm like, yeah, okay, or like I just think it's like really smart or something like that. I really like her though. Back to the Bronx with Richard Price featurette. Wanderers Forever, a live Q&A at NYC's Film Forum with Karen Allen, Tony Callum, Tony Ganios, I don't know how to pronounce their names, and Richard Price. Another Q&A at LA's Cinefamily with Philip Kaufman, Alan Rosenberg, and Peter Kaufman. An audio Q&A at NYC's Film Forum with Philip Kaufman and Richard Price. An introduction by Karen Allen, Tony Callum, and Tony Ganios. And the original theatrical trailers and TV spots. And I have seen this one before. Actually, this is like, I love like movies with like boy gangs. I don't know how else to describe it, because like they're not really like, I don't know, boy gangs, guy gangs. They're not like fully gangs because they're all like teenagers. Teenage boy gangs. Is that the way to describe it? I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. But like my holy trinity in this genre, if you want to call it a genre, is the Outsiders, the Wanderers, and the Warriors. Outsiders is clearly superior to the others, in my opinion. But I do remember really liking this. I rented it one time, I think around the same time that I watched, it has a similar feel, sort of, to American Graffiti. So it's really fun. I do know that there are going to be some things that I maybe feel like uncomfortable about, or just isn't going to age well, because I do remember some things being like that when I watched it for like the first time, you know, which was probably 2015 or 2016, probably 2015. So it's been like 5 or 6 years, and I'm hoping that it at least like doesn't change my opinion of it, because I did really like it and enjoy it and thought it was funny. It's just about like these guys, the Wanderers, and that's like the name of their gang, and they have all these like matching jackets and the shenanigans that they get into, in a way. I don't know if shenanigans is the right word. Yeah, The Wanderers. It's fun. And I'm still hoping it's fun upon a rewatch. I mean, I bought it, so... Ooh, okay, and then this is one that I watched somewhat recently. What is time anymore? I don't even remember. La Prisonnière, or Woman in Chains. I had to double check on the pronunciation there because I was moving the I in my mind. And this is my French accent today is so bad. This is a Henri Georges Clouzot. That was actually pretty good, but he's the director, who also directed like Wages of Fear and Diabolique. So I've seen Diabolique and I really liked that. And yeah, I watched this maybe a couple weeks ago at this point and was like really impressed by it. I don't know why I say it like that. Like I wasn't going to be impressed by it in terms of expectations, but it's something that I can definitely see rewatching and it becoming a favorite film of mine. I sort of went into it with this expectation of like thinking it was going to be a mixture of The Collector, the 66-ish, around there, 60-something film, and Blood and Black Lace, but like minus the slasher, like people being killed aspect of that, which it does deal with. So I guess the best way to describe the plot of this is that a woman, Jose, she is married to an artist and she becomes closer to the art gallery owner that her husband's work is in. And the gallery owner also, what's his name again? Stan. He also takes sort of like risque photos and she becomes really intrigued by this, but also has a lot of like conflictions in herself with being intrigued by it, and then she sort of gets caught up in it and ends up sort of being a part of this like power play that Stan, one of the reasons why he likes to take the photos is because there's that dynamic of him having control, being the photographer, telling the submissive model like what to do, and she's like most likely nude and has maybe like objects around her or is set up in a certain way and she's just obeying what he says. So it deals with Jose and this conflict that she keeps having with being intrigued by it but also having these like shameful feelings and questioning freedom. I do have like a Letterboxd review on it that I kind of delve into these ideas a bit more, but I think that's good enough for just this being like a whole video. And there are bonus features, an audio commentary by film historian Kat Ellinger, which I have not listened to, the booklet essay by film critic Alana Lazick, and a 25-minute feature called The Rebellious Elizabeth Wiener, who is the main actress who plays Jose. And then next, Les Liaisons Dangereuses, which is from 1959. This is, I think, more of like from the way it looks like a modern adaptation of Les Liaisons Dangereuses by Laclos Chaudelot de Laclos. That's all we're going to call him, is Laclos. So this is Dangerous Liaisons, which I know vaguely the plot of just from seeing other adaptations of it, like Cruel Intentions. Can I just say that Cruel Intentions is a 90s modern adaptation of Dangerous Liaisons. There's also the actual film adaptation called Dangerous Liaisons with Michelle Pfeiffer, Glenn Close, and John Malkovich. There we go. I got it. Is it Michelle Pfeiffer? I think it's Michelle Pfeiffer. Anyway, I think that's good enough for me to say. It's gonna be... Ooh, Jean Moreau. Is Jean Moreau playing the older part? I think she is. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is gonna be really interesting. So... And I think it looked from the, a still that I saw, I think... Yeah, Jean-Louis Trintignant is also in this, and I really like him. He's in, like, Il Sorpasso, and he's, like, the old guy of the couple in Amour from like 2012. Il Sorpasso and Amour from 2012. Like, what a difference. But basically it's going to be these two characters like messing with this younger lady who, that's it, just like sexually okay. And just, we're at the end now. So the last one that I have is The Nightcomers from 1972. And this, stars Marlon Brando. What is my phone doing? I have seen this before, but not in a while, and I would like to rewatch it after rereading The Turn of the Screw, because this is supposed to be like a sort of prequel to The Turn of the Screw, which I don't think it's based on anything other than just, I don't think it's based on anything other than just characters that are mentioned in The Turn of the Screw. Oh, the special features on this include an audio commentary by director Michael Winner, and another audio commentary by film historian Kat Ellinger, an introduction by Michael Winner, and a theatrical trailer and teaser. I guess what I can say about this, ooh, how much should I say about this? Because if you don't know what The Turn of the Screw is about, basically in The Turn of the Screw by Henry James, there is The Innocents from 1960-ish? 60? Questioning the year, but The Innocents is an adaptation of The Turn of the Screw with Deborah Kerr. And so, in that movie, in the story of The Turn of the Screw, Deborah Kerr's character, the main character, is a new governess at Bly Manor, and she's like replacing this other governess who died recently. And that previous governess had a relationship with the gardener, groundskeeper person, Peter Quint, who is played by Marlon Brando in this film, and it has to do with their relationship, but specifically this kind of has like a lot more sexual, not sadistic, but it's sort of like a psychosexual drama in a way. Yeah, I don't think sadistic is necessarily the right word to describe their relationship, but there's definitely power play there, as far as I can remember. So, yeah, definitely interested in well, obviously I'm interested in rewatching this, but I've been meaning to reread The Turn of the Screw recently after watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, and then rewatching The Innocents, and just like a lot of The Turn of the Screw, Bly Manor stuff in my mind lately. So, that's it. Goodness gracious. I can really turn a whole video into like literally just talking about movies for 40 minutes. So, even though the sales are way over, I'd love to know what you got during the Warner Archive sale and the Kino Lorber sale, if you participated in them, or even like the more recent Kino sales that have been happening, because it seems like they're always having sales. Yeah, and actually that was my first Kino order as well. I do have other releases from them, but things that I just got from like Amazon randomly. So, yeah, also would love to hear any of your thoughts on these. Whatever, tell me what's up. What have you been watching? And that's it. Okay, so, yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!